So on today's episode of Scary Stories People Sent to My Email, we have a cemetery story that this time, it's not my story, but it's like way worse. And it starts like this. This happened when I was 16. I still think about it all the time. I don't really like to tell people about it because it kind of sounds fake, but I swear it happened. That's what they all say. I was camping alone behind this old cemetery. My friends and I got into an argument and they were supposed to come with me, but they bailed out the last minute. I didn't want to look like a chicken, so I went anyway. I know it sounds stupid now, and I actually knew it was stupid then, but I did it anyway. My kind of guy. To get to my campsite, you actually had to walk through the cemetery and out a small gate in the back. There's a clearing and then a wooded area that goes on for miles. Even though it was summertime, it was so quiet. No birds, no crickets, nothing. I told myself it was fine. But around midnight, this weird fog rolled in. The fog looked like it came from the woods. It was slow and it made everything look really creepy. Within 20 minutes, it completely engulfed the campsite. I decided that I had had enough of the eerie scenery, and so I went to bed. But right before I went in the tent, I heard it the first time. Very softly, my name coming from the woods. Now, my grandmother came from West Virginia, and she had always told me that if you hear something in the woods, no, you didn't. If you hear somebody calling your name, no, you freaking didn't. And so I ignored it. Oh my God. Okay. At first it was soft, like somebody was not trying to be heard. I froze because who the hell would be out there? I didn't say anything. Like my grandmother said, I ignored it. But the funny thing about trying to ignore something is the more you try to ignore it, the worse it gets. I could still hear it and I was paying attention. Then it happened again. Louder, and the voice sounded wrong this time. I almost thought that my friends could have been in the woods playing a prank on me, but this was not coming from them. This voice sounded unearthly and made my skin crawl. I knew it wasn't the wind, and I knew it wasn't my friends. Then out of nowhere, like it knew I was going to sit and ignore it, my name was screamed. I bolted. I ran as fast as I could, the scream still coming from the woods. I could feel it in my chest. I grabbed nothing, and then I realized I still had a flashlight in my hand, and for some reason, I just threw it up in the air. I headed straight for the back gate of the cemetery because it was my only way out. I am not running into the woods. The fog made it so difficult to see, I started tripping over graves and roots. I was halfway through the cemetery. A spotlight cut through the fog and hit me in the face. The spotlight was coming from the road, and I realized it was a police officer that was responding to probably my trespassing in the cemetery. I audibly thanked God for the trespassing ticket that I was about to receive. But just when those words came out of my mouth, the spotlight that they had on me turned off, and the cop peeled off as fast as he could. And that's when I heard it behind me. It sounded like footsteps and heavy ones. The gate to the back of the cemetery creaked open, but I did not look back. There's no way I could look back. I just ran as fast as I could all the way to my house. I left all my equipment there, my bike there, every single thing that I had brought to that cemetery, I left there. My house is 1 mile from the cemetery, and when I got inside, I locked the door and sat there shaking. I didn't sleep at all. I never went back for my stuff. My buddy brought my bike back to my house. I have no idea what called my name in the woods, and I don't want to know, but whatever it was, it wanted my attention, and that night, it freaking got it. That's like way worse than my cemetery story. Absolutely freaking not. Yeah, you can leave all your stuff at the cemetery at that point. I wouldn't go back for it either. As a matter of fact, my only question in this whole area isn't why did you go sleep by yourself in the cemetery? Because I would probably do that. My question is why does a 16-year-old have a bike and not a car? Now I get it because when I was 16, I had a bike. I also had a car though. But let me know what you think in the comment section. What the hell was in the woods behind the cemetery? And would you have gone back for your equipment? Would you have even gone on a solo camping trip to a cemetery? Most people wouldn't. Damn it, man.